start on defense. Let's head on into the operator selections.
Thatcher, Ash, Sledge, Thermite, Blackbeard for Vitality, Paul, Smoke, Bandit, Jaeger, Valkyrie. No surprises on either of these lineups at all. There is no Hibana, though, for Vitality, and that stands to reason, as we will be seeing a Kids Dorm defense first for Supremacy. Now, you would ideally want a Hibana if you're attacking the basement, and it's really risky for Team Vitality to make the guess that they're not attacking the basement and decide not to bring the Hibana because of that. But they were right, so props to them, I suppose. Gambled and won. Now we are going to be seeing the fact that we see an upstairs defense first here is I think indicative of a really aggressive play style that's likely to be coming out from Supremacy, because the nature of the top floor is that you need to be able to maintain control over more than simply the top floor. Whereas with the basement you have options, right? You can roam into the meeting hall, you can roam aggressively on the west side, you can simply sit on the site itself. With the top floor you need to have flex your muscles, exert a little bit of control.
Looking an eye here on Supremacy, we are going to see Raphael be inside of the middle dorms. However, the majority of Supremacy is off-site. 3 of them are downstairs. That's going to be Bibu, Zephyr, and Spark.
So this is tower control coming off right early into the round. 30 seconds, not even 30 seconds after progress, as Lems vaults his way, or repels his way into tower. And now that is indicative of a B bomb site take.
Don't you see the kid? Get the headshot! Get the headshot!
What are you doing, Zephyr?
We know you can get it. There it is. Tap it. There it is. And finally, after what looked like, I don't know, maybe a fly in his eye or something, we do have Zephyr finally getting off that shot onto Rise.
Points for patience, waiting for the perfect opportunity, but in other situations, you might have just simply lost the opportunity altogether. All the same, he did manage to get the kill, so that's what's important. Now Vitality, a man down here. All they've really done in this round is taking control of that tower. They still have, as of yet, to exert any force really onto the balcony, or sorry, the B bomb site windows.
I'm not built for that kind of suspense. Don't do that again. Now we do, like you said, we do see Vitality working their way on the red tower here. Reven trying to hold the flank. He's inside of the middle or the front of the meeting hall. Attic just got opened up there by Thermite, and they're going to finish droning out the attic as Reven's still holding on to the front. Panics, however, has managed to get his way onto the window of Armory.
Interesting that they're playing anybody on Armory window right now. I mean, yes, it does deny what you could consider a flank, but not really a flank onto where you're taking right now. If you're taking from the tower and the B windows, then they don't really have any control from Armory, so the defenders will just rotate out of that. You see there Claymore at the top of the tower stairs, just in case Spark does manage to make his way up here, but he's probably going to shoot it, in all likelihood. At least that will give away his position. He might be able to strafe around it.
I want to say he can strafe around, but I don't think he will. Instead, he will unload about half of his mag to get rid of the Claymore. Now, Bibu is kind of tucked away, but he gets the drop shot lead onto Reven. Nade's going to come flying in, and Bibu, unfortunately, will be taken out there by Lems for the trade.
I guess he didn't see the prompt. That's unfortunate.
I think he was thinking it was further away. He might just take a little bit of damage, and hopefully they'd go for a quick peek onto him. But in any case, that is Bibu falling down. However, there are 2 members that have been eliminated from Team Vitality. Second nade's going to go in from Lems. He moves on forward after being cooked. The flashbang from his own team, though, is going to blind him for a little bit. We're going to have a gas grenade, 2 gas grenade kills there by Poseidon. Perfectly placed. Now there's only 1 man left alive. It's going to be, I was going to say, going to be Panics. However, he just got removed by the gameplay from Sparks.
So they were doing a tower Armory master take. They were doing the tower take exclusively just to establish control over attic, so that they didn't have to worry about that when they were making the push into the site. But that's almost unnecessary. Plus, it wasted a lot of time, which in the end, when they were being forced into the push itself by the clock, which I don't even think they were. I think they still had a whole minute left. They didn't really need to push that aggressively, but whatever the case be, they were pushing aggressively into the main hallway. They got caught up by smokes. They got caught in a crossfire between small dorms and big dorms. I mean, they kind of just waltzed into their doom there. They also didn't clear out the roamers underneath. So the dilemma with taking control over tower isn't that it's, inherently a bad thing to do. It's just that because you did that, you didn't have any roam clear for anyone who was maybe playing in the west side of the building or waiting to C4 from underneath. And then we saw that happen to lock out the round. Not that it really mattered. The round was basically over at that point, but still. Kind of a mixed match attack there from Vitality, and it did not work out for them, unfortunately.
We did see the Thatcher, though. He was in the meeting hall trying to wait for the flank. He was holding right on the left side of the American flag.
But he can't really watch the flank though from there. You can still get the C4 off. You can, heck, you could vault out of the generator or small dorms or whatever you want to call it into classroom and still get that flank. You need to exert presence onto the lobby itself in order to deny the C4 from below. Whatever the case be, now 2 minutes 46 seconds to go as this round has just begun, and now Supremacy will be on attack.
We are going to have Zephyr playing the Capital, though, and that's most likely to help in the forefront, put up against the Mira windows. That's typically how we've seen Capital used in the past.
Yeah, well, I mean, if their strategy is to take the main lobby, but I mean, it probably will be. They'll probably rotate into it at some point, but right now, again, similar to Vitality, very focused on that tower. Ooh, just barely.
Ooh, and a good toss there by Rise as he throws bullets towards Bibu's face, and he catches him with his teeth. There we go, and then early on kill, that's going to be the removal of Sledge from Supremacy.
So we've seen the same exact pick coming off for both of these teams at the beginning of the round for the defenders, in favor of the defenders that is, which is just killing someone rappelling onto tower. Both of the teams seem fixated on taking control of tower at one point or another, and it's been working against them here. There are safe ways to do that that don't include rappelling up to the top windows, but neither of the teams have chosen to opt for that route.
Now, as Blackbeard holds onto the angle from Red Tower in towards the meeting hall, he is going to get a little bit of help here. I believe that is going to be Poseidon next to him, as well as Zephyr. He's going to rappel up to the attic.
So half the round has already progressed, and Vitality losing their well, not quite losing their first member there, as Blackbeard ran out of ammunition and has been forced off by what I believe was a bandit.
That looks like that was going to be Panic still trying to fight onto him and takes out the Capital in return as Poseidon will fall to Rise. Now Spark is going to move a little bit forward here, trying to go for the shots there on the Panics, but gets removed from play. Panic's now picking up a 2K as Raphael finishes off Rise in a 1-on-4. Now Raphael's going to have to be very cautious. He's now being swarmed by both sides. Right beneath him is going to be an injured Reven, and unfortunately he won't be able to get removed, or he won't be able to get picked back up just yet. Claymore kill though.
2 versus 1 now.
Reven might. No, they are going to give him up as the Claymore kill is the one who finished off Panics. So with that, now a 1-on-2, Enemy and a Lems here up against Raphael. Now he might try to go for the plant. No, he's actually going to give this up. He's going to move on forward, try to challenge this out. And a Lems waiting for the shots down. Raphael, he picks up another with a shotgun kill. Coming out of Enemy, though, to down him off. That was a 5-on-1 trade, I think, or 5-on-1 attempt, with one player injured and a Claymore kill to finish him off. But there we go.
All the way down to the 1 versus 1, so
Yes,
nice try. Well played to him. Now round 3 is going to come into play, a 1-1 scoreline from between Vitality and Supremacy. Both these teams have suffered from the same issue on their attacks, and that's been they lose one player rappelling onto the tower, and then at one point or another, at one position or another, they have a bunch of their attacking operators just kind of funnel into one particular lane where there are 2 or more defenders staring at, and they lose the engagements. I mean, we saw it this round. That last round, it was the tower hallway into meeting, and then in the previous round, it was the main hallway outside of master bedroom and armory. And now, Supremacy defending the old basement arena as they were successful upstairs. And those are the 2 bomb sites you defend on this map. You defend basement, you defend armory. There isn't much variation there. We've seen tower defenses, like attempts at tower defenses come out before, but they are almost always unsuccessful, and yeah, they don't see a lot of play anymore.
5 seconds left.
We are going to see a meeting hall hold, though, as we do have one of the drop patches opened up. I wouldn't be surprised if we see Poseidon or Zephyr or even Spark rotate back there. We are going to see the majority, though, of Team Vitality spawn out by construction, looking like it might be a quick take into the blue construction entrance.
They kind of have to do that take, as they don't have a Habana. That's going to really impede their opening up of the drops. They can only get 2 drop downs if they choose to use their thermite there, which limits them.
Well, the 3rd drop patch has already opened up, which is typically what we've seen a lot of teams do.
So it shouldn't really matter. But at the same time, it is interesting they're only bringing the thermite. It really commits them to that construction take.
And the explosion of that box wall does fully commit them to that. The only way they're going to rotate off of it is if their IGL deems it too dangerous and too risky to progress forward. But right now, they are trying to prevent the roams from trying to flank around, and they're doing so somewhat successfully. We're going to see them on the red tower. As Panix is trying to wait for Rafael to peek on out. Looks as though Panix looking on up through the drop hatch will not spot Bibu just yet. He's actually going to wait for Bibu to try to drop on out, but he can't because he knows, or Bibu will not fall because he knows that Panix is waiting. So he's going to try to challenge this as long as he can. You have 3 members from Team Vitality all at a stalemate trying to push their way into the red tower, and unfortunately, that's not what you need to do. Get someone on a drone, the other 2 need to push. Now Zephyr and Sparks will both rotate back into the main lobby. Bibu's still trying to challenge as much as he can. Bullets are going flying in through the pews, and we are going to see Olem's top of the attic will drop and finish him off. Now he's going to look towards the front of the lobby. However, Zephyr rotates around. Enemy, though, takes a lot of bullets to the side, and it looks as though they thought that might have been all clear for now. We are going to see Sparks stay on these main stairs as Zephyr rotates back to site. Again, still they're pushing in from the blue hall and the red tower. That's Panic still downstairs. Ryle's looking for someone to try to rotate back from the main lobby. There is a shot from Panix looking to get Zephyr, but still missing. Rafael also able to swoop on a few bullets there onto Panix. C4 is going to come on out and not destroy the shield and still do a little bit of damage. Now that allowed Rafael to move a little bit closer and get that vector kill down onto the Blackbeard. A 4-on-4 is going to ensue. 35 seconds remains. We're going to see Rise try to drop into the box. Gas grenade is what he's going to be met with. He's going to back on out to the stairwell as Rafael picks off another kill there onto Reven. 4-on-3 enemies, or sorry, Olem's moving up a little bit closer. He will be picked up by Rafael. A 3K. Can he get a 4K here as Rise is going to try to rush on in? There's another kill. No, he doesn't see him. Oh, he gets the kill there. That's going to be 4. As Spark, I'm sorry, no, that is 3. Spark and Poseidon will finish off the round there, and Supremacy will take this round very dominantly.
So we've seen a similar attack come out before in the past from a number of different regions. It's a really simple one. Take tower, take meeting hall, push in through construction onto the site, and try to utilize the drop downs to apply as much pressure as possible. But what we didn't see there was we didn't see any pressure onto that mirror window facing into the hallway. Previously, it's been flashbangs, it's been grenades, it's been just simply dropping down and killing the guy playing the mirror window. And in order to make the actual push from construction into the bomb site, you have to kill that guy or disable him in one way or another. And we simply did not see that from Vitality.
You're right. And one of the best ways that we've seen it countered is you bring the Hibana. You go down to the bottom of the stairs, Hibana, and that's that.
Yeah,
but we haven't seen the Hibana play either.
It is really kind of that simple. You could absolutely, like you said, you can Hibana it, you can grenade it, you can flashbang it, you can just drop down and shoot the guy sitting there. I mean, it's a really easily engaged angle, to be honest, as long as you're going at it the right way. But pushing down the main hallway directly into it without any pressure whatsoever, that's the wrong way. And yeah, like you said, no Hibana on the team to their detriment in that round.
Now we are going to see bomb site go top floor and a lot of utility being used on the first floor to hold on to kitchen.
Attackers must locate and defuse a bomb.
Yeah, this kitchen utility investment is kind of just what we're used to seeing on a top floor defense most of the time. And again, Supremacy pressuring onto the tower.
Now Rise is in the top of the red tower. Poseidon doesn't look like he wants to necessarily engage in that just yet.
Both of these teams are so heavily invested in that tower on no matter where they're defending or attacking. It's really weird. A lot of the time we'll see tower almost neglected by majority of, well, teams in general. I mean, it's not often so heavily sought after. It has seen a little bit of a resurgence recently in the meta, so that might be just what we're seeing here, ladies and gentlemen. But
Now, I think what Poseidon was doing there, because I was asking myself the same question, why he went up to red tower to break the window and then not do anything else, just grab some attention because they are not pushing that red tower anymore. They're coming in from the small tower, going in through the west end of the map, and likely to try to take this over. But we've seen this type of push before where it's not been overly successful. It leads them to very, we'll call it, pinpoint takeovers of portions of that top floor,
right,
but not enough to actually get the plant down.
You have kitchen, and then what do you have? West lobby or west window and white stairs. what control does that really afford you? It affords you none. Plus, they don't have a buck, which means they're not going to be able to open up from underneath, even if they do establish control over the kitchen. They don't even have grenades on that lineup. All they have is ash charges.
A bomb has been located.
Now, Reven's still tucked away inside of the bathroom, getting as much information as he can with that heartbeat sensor. I don't know if he can spot Zephyr from this location. He might be able to, because that heartbeat sensor goes for 9 meters. However, top of the stairs is where Olems is going to be, the top of those back stairs. Spark sees him, or Spark at least knows he's there. A couple of shots went his way earlier. 60 seconds remains, and the first kill will land onto the head of Bibu from Olems. Reven going to go for the shots there. Zephyr, unfortunately for him, he's going to come out on top in that engagement, and that will be Paul's finally getting knocked out. Spark, however, will tag the booty there of Rise as he swings on out of the attic.
Attackers recovered the
Again, no control for Supremacy right now with only 37 seconds left to go, and this round is just ticking away.
Now, Diffuser is going to be in the hands of Zephyr. He's going to try to hop out of the bathrooms, go on up to the big window. They're going to push in towards where Spark already has control. But again, right now it's kind of just pseudo-control because he doesn't necessarily have control to his left or those back stairs. Easily get a C4 tossed by Mira up and over. That's a very common thing to see. However, Zephyr will fall. That's going to be Diffuser falling. Another team kill coming out. Raphael will fall to Spark. Poseidon gets taken out by Rise. Last man alive is going to be Raphael, and he is shotgunned down quite easily by Olems.
So that attack round for Supremacy consisted of take Drunk Tower, then take Kitchen, and they exerted some force onto Armory and Tower at some point for some reason. And then they even had Habana all the way in Tower, but that was at 15 seconds left to go, and that was the only real pivot point that they had, and it was on the opposite end of the map from the rest of his teammates. Other than that, they didn't really do much of anything in that round. They kind of just waited. So the dilemma with a west side take on the first floor when you're trying to take upstairs is that it only works if you have grenades and buck to open up underneath the defenders that are anchored on the side, and even then it often doesn't work. Even then that usually doesn't really help very much. And then on top of that, it also, the main thing that you need the defenders to do, and that's the problem with that strategy, is that it requires the defenders doing something. It requires them making the mistake, not you to be able to execute properly, is that you need the defenders to peek into you while you're taking Kitchen and lose that fight and have these roamers be picked off. It's a requirement. If you don't have the man advantage when you're pushing in through the west window, the big west window to the A bomb site, I believe, or the when you're pushing up the white stairs, then you don't really have. You're not going to win that round. You're just not going to. You're just gonna walk into them and die. So unfortunately, that's what we saw Supremacy attempt to do, and Vitality just didn't make the mistake of trying to challenge the Kitchen. So the round was basically over.
Now, as we do see Team Vitality again not bringing the Hibana, we will see Supremacy continue to pick up those top 5 picked operators out of the European scene. So, with that being said, again, Team Vitality might need to rethink exactly how they want to push onto the site and what operators would be most useful. Because we've constantly seen where a Hibana might be very effective. Do you see a double roam, a double clearing of the roamers coming out of Vitality, as we have, I believe that is Olems and Rise moving forward downstairs.
Drone spinning up.
So they're trying to cut off this kitchen rotation before they apply pressure to the kitchen itself. And that's really clever, because most of the time when we see a kitchen take coming out for the attackers on this defense, it's from the west side. But since they're coming from the east, the rotation back into the site from Supremacy is cut off for the most part. All they really have now is white stairs, and that's a really difficult rotation to get to if you have an attacker in the hallway.
Now Poseidon just hugged the corner of that center island, and he was able to escape out into the dining hall because I don't think there's anyone on that side receiving him on the west end. And again, we're going to see Team Vitality try to push in from the Armory side.
So an Armory take, an Armory Master take, probably, as we're likely to see the Thermite open up that closet wall, is a little bit more cut dry. It's an older strategy, but it still works. And it could work to their advantage here, especially considering that Supremacy seem to be under the impression that there's an attack coming from the west side of the building, or at least that's the way they set themselves up here. So Vitality are looking pretty good for this victory here. It's not the same Supremacy setup that we saw previously. Previously, Supremacy was very much established to hold against this attack.
Now, Panix is most likely going to peek through the door a little bit to try to cut the corner of Bibu off so they can get the plant into the classroom. Rise kind of gave up that classroom hold, and now he's looking from stairs towards the kitchen hall.
So this is going to be Rise attempting to deny the C4 from underneath when his teammates go for the push into the site itself.
Looks like Olems will have to get on upstairs with that diffuser hold. Oh, a good mirror window placement, though. That's going to allow Bibu to hold this angle a little bit more safely. Now this is where you need to bring in Rise to get rid of that mirror window if you can. If not, this is what's going to happen. Bibu's going to peek on up. He's going to tag down Reeve and an enemy here in a moment. Looks as though we have a shotgun coming out from Panix, finishing him off. Now Rafael and Bibu coming on out with some strong kills. Bibu's going to snag a double kill. Spark will fall to Rise, and Rise is going to come back up. He's got 5 seconds to go. Going to tag one onto Bibu. No, he will not. That's going to be Bibu tagging a 3 kill, finishing off the 5th round, I believe that was. 3-2 is how Supremacy is going to lead this right now.
Okay, so good round for both those squads. Vitality, they made the necessary adaptation to try and deny the C4 from below, but unfortunately they were still all just pushing in through 2 lanes, and they hadn't gotten any picks prior to making that push happen. So it's a similar situation to what you have when you're dealing with a west side take on that same bomb site, where the defenders are just sitting on the site waiting, pointing their barrels at where you're coming from, and all they have to do is press mouse 1 as soon as you do. So unfortunately, due to the lack of picks coming out for Vitality on that round, and just the, I mean, they also were applying just one-directional pressure. There's no like, okay, we're gonna flank him here. We're gonna put somebody on the B windows. We're gonna put somebody on the west window. They didn't cut anything off. I mean, we saw Bibu playing the way that Bibu was playing there. He was playing very aggressive. If there had been an attacker on the west window, he would have died and not have been, maybe he would have gotten the Thermite, sure, but he would not have gotten the Thatcher. So, just an unfortunate circumstance there for Vitality. And again, no picks means that when you're playing one direction of pressure, it's not going to work. And Supremacy now going to be going back on to attack. Vitality defense. The Vitality will be in the basement.
Attackers recovered the diffuser. Attackers must locate and defuse
I mean, I think one of the things to also do, because they had cleared out, actually, no, they did not clear out kitchen. They basically took over meeting hall and just forced it. I was going to say they could bring the Ash to basically breach up underneath, like we've seen so many teams do time and time again, or at least bring him up to the master bedroom to push in the closet and then use that last breaching charge to get rid of the mirror window.
I mean, the only time we've really seen that that vertical power being used proper, like actually helping the team, the attacking team, is when you do it right above where you see Bibu looking at right now, which is the top of white stairs. If you can open up the top of white stairs, which is where we saw Bibu playing, then that disables quite a lot. But other than that, you're not really, it's not super essential to have somebody opening up holes in the floor, grenades, or what have you, unless there's somebody marking for said person, and that is a 2-man job that takes a lot of time. However, yeah, you're right. If the Ash had just walked into the hallway, killed the Valkyrie who was playing around, roaming around there, that would have disabled the C4 inherently, and then you could also open up the top of white stairs, which would have disabled Bibu's position, which would have likely resulted in Vitality winning the round, but they didn't do that. So, yeah, no real prongs in their attack, just kind of a, hey, let's walk through this door and closet.
Now we are going to see, as round number 6 gets underway, we're going to see a bit of a slower start. However, Rafael is looking to collapse upon the mute. That's going to be Rise, top floor. Olem's going to be inside of the attic here. And we are, again, starting to see Supremacy work their way to collapse onto the roamers.
Wow, abandoned meeting hall wall. That's something you don't see every day.
You can see the frustration from Rafael. He's like, why are they doing that? However, that's playing exactly into Team Vitality's mirror placements we're seeing here inside of the meeting hall. Bibu is going to be injured there by Rise and then automatically taken out by the C4.
Attackers have dropped the bomb.
And Panics as well, smacking down the head of Rafael. That's the Thermite gone. Ash is already gone. The hatch has not been opened. This is not looking good here for Supremacy. Now it's going to be Poseidon trying to get this quick challenge there onto the mute up top. Rise going to tag a double kill onto Zephyr as well. That's 3 kills for him. Hibana and Thermite are both gone. A 5-on-1. Spark, unfortunately, will not get this in 30 seconds. He's looking at the top of the stairs, up towards the top of Red Tower. He's being crossed right now. Rye's going to see that. You're going to have another push come out from the side of Jaeger. Olem's going to peek on out here momentarily. This is a perfect cross. Spark going to let him through. And Olems will sweep up the dust, and that will be round number 6 going into the hands of Team Vitality.
So, Team Vitality established a 3-way crossfire, and one by one, Supremacy walked into it, and that's that round. Now Supremacy going to be going on to the old defense, Vitality back onto attack.
So this has been defense back and forth for 6 straight rounds, which means that if Vitality can somehow manage a successful attack onto that bottom laundry room and supply room, they could just take their final defensive round and say it's ours.
Right. I mean, yeah, no, both of these squads have been struggling seemingly to coordinate a proper attack that picks apart any semblance of a defense, and they've had a lot more luck just kind of waiting patiently for the attackers to walk into their crosshairs. I mean, that's been seeming to be what happens in a lot of these rounds, especially that last round we just saw. It was they've got a guy in tower, guys, they've got a guy in armory, and they've got a rotational to attic. So let's pick apart that by walking into where all 3 of those crossfires can see. Instead, what we need to see from that on that last round was like, hey, let's repel into the armory window with a Blackbeard. Let's send someone wide outside to apply pressure on that window, so that when we do put someone into the main hallway and somebody does peek from tower, you can at least refrag and trade it back from the outside. Or they could, start with tower, it's weird to say, but tower control, because that inherently disables both the attic and the tower itself, which we have been seeing both of these teams try to do previously, but yeah, it didn't do it that round. It was,
You're right, we didn't see that, but we are going to see, looks like a couple members from Vitality work their way towards, or from the west tower. That's going to be that small white tower moving in towards kitchen and top floor.
Yeah, it seems like a west side take starting things off here. Just droning out for each other and seeing where the Romans are on the west side from Supremacy. There are none right now. They're going to be primarily situated in the meeting hall, and that means that we're going to have Lems on Vitality already taking control over that kitchen. And having West cut off with still 2 minutes in the round is very efficient. It means that they're not going to have to think too terribly much about the Rome game moving forward.
Now, Lems is putting himself in a position to instantly spot out Spark. Once he does, he's going to go for this wallbang immediately. However, it looks like he's rotated off-site, which allows Lems to possibly get into that supply pantry and open up the wall just a little bit. There's the wallbang coming on out, but he misses his target. Spark will get the drop shot through the wall in return to finish off Olems.
Good start for Supremacy there. Having Olems off the board, he's not going to be able to sledge open that wall. They'll have to use an Ash Guard, which they aren't going to.
Instead, they will successfully get this drop hatch opened up and allow for this onslaught to happen from Team Vitality. But there's only about 1 minute and 5 seconds remaining. Rye's going to toss down one flashbang, possibly get anyone down there. However, at the moment, it's as though we have a clear A, all except for Poseidon inside of that inside of the supply closet downstairs. Now, we've said previously that the position of that mirror placement is going to allow for near total coverage of this bomb site. 45 seconds underway here.
Yeah, Vitality needs to do something about the mirror window, otherwise this round is just going to kind of tick-tock out in the last 30 seconds.
Well, they had to worry about the mirror window, but there's also Raphael. He's on his drone. The yokai is right underneath of the hatch. We are going to have the gas grenades come out. We're going to have the drone, as we can see right here. We are not going to see, unless something drastic happens, Team Vitality will not win this attack round. 20 seconds remains, a 4-on-4. Rye's going to move on down forward. Diffuser is in the hands. It actually got planted. They got out of the line of sight of the yokai. The smoke didn't touch either. There's only 2 men left. That's Poseidon and Raphael after what just looked like a monstrosity of kills coming on forward. Reeves going to toss one more EMP out. That's going to destroy the yokai if it's anywhere near sight, and that will force Poseidon to move in towards the shots. Raphael, however, will take massive damage, and Poseidon finally coming up the main staircase. He's going after Reven. If Reven falls, no, he does not. Reven's going to get one. Panic's already downed Rafael, and that is Vitality winning the one attack that they needed.
Yeah, and the first attack win of the map overall. Okay, so the smoke got picked off in Laundry. That was the Blackbeard holding the angle hard onto the Laundry itself. That meant that the smoke canisters weren't coming out. Not sure what the heck happened to the Echo drone, but maybe it got disabled by a Thatcher grenade. And then whomever was playing on the mirror window just decided not to shoot the fellow planting at the laundry bins, and that was that round basically. There were no smoke grenades to deny visibility or anything like that. He just kind of planted in the open. Interesting. But now it is 4-3 match point in favor of the old Vitality. And that is going to put them in a great position here to lock out this map, having won the only attack round that has been won thus far.
Yeah, unfortunately that yokai was just in a poor placement because we
did you
saw
see where it was?
Yeah, it was tucked. It was above, basically above the bomb. So
Oh.
we could see the laundry,
Great.
but it couldn't see the corner of the laundry basket, which is where that plant went down.
Right.
Or it could see the washer. Sorry, not the laundry. It could see the washer, where most plants go, where people try to hop up on top. But it was not in a good position to see the other location.
Yeah, maybe just a little bit lucky there for Vitality that they opted to go for laundry bins rather than the washer, or maybe they read into that. Maybe they're like, hey, Echo drone's over by bomb. Let's take a gear shift. But whatever the case, we are now, again, match point, Team Vitality. And based upon the record, which is defending team winning over and over again, we're likely to see a 5-3 here.
Now Bibu will spot Jaeger on top of the stairs. He doesn't necessarily know that Panix is up here though, so the Bandit might be able to get the upper hand unless they will fully drone out this top floor. Ryaz right now is going to be baiting out these drones. He's realizing, okay, I'm most likely being spotted, just going to cause some noise. Hopefully they'll repel him from the top and it'll allow Panix to get this kill.
So because he did that now, they might not drone out fully this top attic, which is going to give Panix a little anonymity.
Now we will see Panix try to kill off one of the drones. However, we do have Bibu that's been injured. He's going to crawl on over to Zephyr and get picked back up. I want to say that possibly came out from garage. I don't entirely know how Bibu got injured.
He might have fallen off the tower. Any number of things could have happened. All the same, he's injured. And now they're going to spend about 30 seconds trying to pick him up and cover him at the same time. So Supremacy, they don't have control of tower. They don't have control over the west side of the building. They don't have control over much of anything at all. And half of the round will have progressed in about 6 seconds.
Recovered the diffuser. Attackers have located a bomb.
Panic's still holding on to that top floor. Looks like he's going to hop down the ladder, move on down the red tower. Possibly looking out of the window. He actually, I don't know if he saw a diffuser or if that was just us being able to see it. But it was on the connecting roof between small tower and the big windows of A. Still 60 seconds left to go, and there's finally Panix exposing himself at the top of Red Tower. Rafael was looking like he was about to get the shots down onto him, but missed this target. Bibu will hold on to that diffuser. We hear the mirror window getting opened up beneath Rafael in the main site. And Panix will finish off Poseidon and then get traded down by Rafael. Rise will get the head there of Bibu as Zephyr will fall to a Lems. Rafael picking off another kill. However, looks like someone fell off the roof. Diffuser has fallen. 35 seconds to go. Spark is going to have to pull out that Deagle and try to pick up his teammate here. These are two, I want to say two times that we've seen people fall off the roof this round. Now Spark will tag down enemy as he jumped on out to try to get the kill onto both of them. That's going to mean a 1-on-2. Now he's chosen, instead of running upstairs, he's going to try to rappel into the site. Looks as though underneath is where we're going to see the C4 come out of Reven.
10 seconds to
If
go.
he can get here in time, and there it is. That will be, no, he's going to bait it on out. Waiting for it, and that will be it. Reven's going to toss this C4 up. Rye's going to come in before even the toss goes out. And we will have Team Vitality secure map number 1 here on Oregon.
So basically, Supremacy there didn't seem like they really had a plan for their attack. It kind of just hovered around the tower. They hovered around the west big window a little bit. They had a couple repels onto the B windows, but overall, no concise, course of action to undertake and going into that attack.
Yeah, definitely. I'm gonna say falling off the roof doesn't help.
Yeah, no, that wasted quite a lot of time, and then it also, I think it did end up killing the thermite in the end. So.
Yes. So that was the cause of his death, and unfortunately, that also was diffuser, which forced him to go on over. And long story short, keep your feet grounded, or at least stay repelled. Don't keep your feet grounded on the roof.
You got to focus on your footing when you're climbing. It's important.
Now we are going to take a look at some of the highlights here from Team Vitality's victory on map number 1. This, I thought we were going to see a lot longer of that clip. I thought we were going to be staring at going to have another heart attack there for a moment.
Right. It's like, is he going to shoot him or is he not going to shoot him? Is he just going to wait patiently? What's going on here?
Now here it is, Rafael. This is his 4K or 3K.
And that was that round where you need to disable the mirror window before you do a hallway, but you can't just like walk into the mirror window. That's suicide basically. And this is the other round where it's like, okay, you have to do something about the anchors. You can't just let them anchor because then they're going to use really great one-way mirrors to deny you the round. And then there was that round there where all 5 of the attackers walked into a 3-way crossfire that they all died in the same spot.
Yeah, I mean, so that was a really good bait. And so yes, they shouldn't have all funneled in and died one by one, but that was a really good bait and switch between Rise and Alems. Rise had gathered all the attention because he'd gotten 2 kills inside of Armory, or 3 kills. And then after he got the attention of Blackbeard, you just had Alems come out from Attic and bam, got the trade.
Yeah, good job to them.
So, ladies and gents, we are going to be getting underway with our second map of the evening here, which in a few moments, which is going to be played on Border. Now, if I remember correctly, Kafe is our 3rd and final map, should this go to it, if we see Supremacy win map number 2. But on Border, we've seen some teams start out downstairs in the ventilation workshop before. Most of the time, we've seen them start upstairs.
Yeah, I mean, the times that we have ventilation started out first, it's worked a couple, but not every. Penta did it earlier, and it was unsuccessful for them.
They did. They were thwarted out, and they thought they'd get the upper hand with the operative selection choices, as you mentioned, but didn't work out their way for them. However, they did manage to come on back on that map.
Yeah, no, Penta had a wonderful match today against Playing Ducks. I mean, there was 2 wonderful, absolutely fantastic comebacks where it looked like Playing Ducks were going to go ahead and lock out the round, but they were incapable.
They were.
Incapable.
So, Border, again, is going to be our second map of today. Now, thinking about how we didn't see too much Hibana play, we'll say, from Team Vitality, do you expect we'll see more of that this time around here on Border, or have they moved off of the Hibana play?
Hibana play is only really essential when you're coming onto this particular bomb site when you need to deal with mirror windows directly.
Which is
and in a lot of situations,
oftentimes, right?
Not all times. In a lot of situations, it's not possible. Like for example, if you're dealing with the mirror window on the main hallway, that one can't be disabled by Hibanas because you could just shoot the Hibana charges if you want from CCTV, or you can shoot it from the site itself. If you're dealing with, they're not doing that, and instead they're holding offices from like a mirror window in Fountain, and absolutely, yeah, you need a Hibana. But no, we've seen the meta shifting around a lot, and if the case be that they're going with the older strategies here, whichever team, whether it be Supremacy or Vitality, if they're going with the older strategies, having that Hibana inside of the office, then and having the Hibana in the small office, or even on the west A wall, then yes, you need a Hibana on this. You absolutely need a bomb on this map. But it depends on where you're taking from, depends on where those mirror windows are.
Another thing we didn't see much of, even though we saw a few top 4 bomb site holds on Oregon, we didn't see much buck play. And the vertical play is something that has constantly been something that some teams have pushed for a lot, some teams have like kind of shied away from, especially when we talk about the fountain play and the mirror fountain going into the office, and you always have the one bandit or smoke, or whoever it may be, in what you sometimes call a sandwich. Right there, we don't see too much buck play from underneath, or an ash charger, whoever it may be.
Well, the dilemma with buck playing from underneath is, I get it. You gotta apply a lot of pressure downstairs. You have to hunt down those roamers, and there are some teams who have been known to do that. The main first step is to clear out the first floor, make sure we're not getting C4'd from below. But it's kind of fallen out of favor seemingly lately. I believe we did see Penta pushed their buck underneath a couple times, but they didn't open up that sandwich like you were talking about.
We actually don't know. It was KS as a buck who came from up top with the nade.
He went up top from the nade, but he also went downstairs as well a couple times. I'm pretty sure. It may have been playing ducks, but whatever the case be, you're right. They're not opening up underneath sandwich, which has delayed the Penta attack specifically a lot. That grenade was really nice, the really fancy grenade coming to disable sandwich from above, but I don't know. I mean, it's a way to deal with that, but at the same time, it's also something to remember is that, which people often forget, is that when you're opening up a floor or a ceiling, it's two-way. You know, the defender can shoot you just as much as you can shoot them. So I don't know. It would disable the position, but it would probably just prompt the person playing there to get aggressive and try to make a play.
Awesome.
It's a way to handle that situation.
Yes, and so looks like we are still waiting on one more player to rejoin us here momentarily. He fell out of the lobby. Now, you've talked about how the Hibana is a pick that is necessary to get out mirror windows if you're trying to directly counter them. Trying to think here for other options. I mean, we've seen Capital chosen on Oregon because you have the ability to deny that double mirror window strat in the supply closet facing laundry. Do we see any usefulness like that where we might see a Capital get played on border?
Yeah, in theory, if you're dealing with a small office mirror window, I suppose, if it's facing towards the A bomb site wall, then a well-placed Capital Firebolt, if you plan it just on the right corner of the filing cabinets, would be pretty much in the middle. It would deny your peek through that mirror window, so you could still sit behind the mirror window, but you wouldn't be able to use it. But then also it just becomes a question is why not just bring a Hibana, you know?
Yep.
And then there's also, if they're playing a bunker in A, you could use a Capital Firebolt to very well disable that, or if they're playing in between lockers sandwich in A. And then also, I guess if you're playing on, you could disable the top of B shelving unit. You could also, if someone's playing in corner of B, but there's not, getting the angles onto those the B bomb side, it's a little bit more difficult. I would say a lot of the fire arrows, if you're going to bring a Capital onto border for whatever reason, you probably want to go for A. But he doesn't really see a lot of play here. He's not the most prominent operator on this particular map.
Gotcha. So with border here, we'll move on to Kafe because I have a feeling we might see some Kafe play here as we wait for the members to file back in. With Kafe, as you said, it's kind of gotten stagnant. Do you think that we might see we could potentially see some new stuff coming out of the Challenger League teams, such as Supremacy? I mean, I don't believe we've seen Supremacy play on Kafe just yet.
I mean, we've seen new stuff come out for even Pro League teams, but it fades out of relevance because people stop doing it because it's not as, let's say, I guess, efficient. It just doesn't seem to get the job done nearly as consistently. And you know, it's funny because it's, you're dealing with the same thing over and over again, the repetition of one particular attack, and the defenders know how to read into it, but at the same time, it could go either way. And just to explain, for those of you watching who don't understand how Kafe works, who have never maybe seen it played in Pro League, basically the way that Kafe conducts itself is this. On a top floor defense, the attackers open up the drop down above the red stairs. They drop into the top of red stairs. They open up the wall into piano. They try to take control over piano, but they usually don't take full control over piano because there's usually 2 mirror windows from the freezer in the bathroom looking into towards
becomes like
piano.
A no man's zone.
A no man's land, yeah. And so piano kind of just doesn't do much. Sometimes we'll see a late flank from the anchors on the site, the defenders, but usually it's not, doesn't play much into the round. And then once they've opened up that wall, they've kind of taken control of piano bar. Then they start pushing in to cigar. The attackers start pushing in cigar, and then they kind of just funnel their way in through the cigar door, and then try to get the diffuser plant between, whether it be between the cover of the bar, the wooden tables, or just like the bar stand in general. I mean, there's a lot of options when it comes to like exactly what you're doing, and I think we are actually getting to the match.
Yes.
So that's fantastic.
So we are going to be kicking off map number 2 here on border. Let's file in and see what our operator selection choices are. Now again, this is a best of 3 series. Map number 1 went to the hands of Team Vitality after a 5-3 victory on Oregon. Border is our second map, and we're going to see Team Vitality starting on attack again, and Supremacy picking up the defensive end.
Yeah, ventilation room workshop. Start things off. Called it, I suppose. I mean, you did. Kind of surprised to see this ventilation workshop be the first defended bomb site from like most squads. Seems like when we go into on the border.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like it's a not new occurrence, but new philosophy that is coming up with a lot of these things. We've seen Penta do it. We've seen some Latin Americans do it. We're seeing Supremacy do this. I mean, oftentimes we're starting to see this site come out of the woodworks.
Yeah, we'll see if it works out for them. We do have a Frost, of course, coming out for Supremacy. Kind of makes sense on this particular bomb site. You know, we talked about this earlier when Penta was trying to defend ventilation, and it was the case that they had no pressure on the B bomb site. Those Frost mats will help. They will help somewhat apply a little bit of pressure on the B bomb site. So, hey, at least there's that. There's also a Castle being brought to the field, which, you know, Castle's really good operator, and it looks like, okay, based upon these reinforcements, which, wow, by the way, looks like we are seeing Supremacy doing a full customs hold. So they're gonna, I want to see where these castle barricades go, because the castle barricades will define the defense. Once we know exactly where all the castles have went, okay, so he's put down all 3 of them. So there's one on that door to the east we just saw.
They're almost playing, I want to say, like, if they were off-site, off of the workshop, it's almost as if they're all the way doing like a, on Kafe, a kitchen, or sorry, a trophy, I can't even speak right now, a mining room and fireplace hold, but having 4 or 5 off-site. They're basically playing inside of the quote-unquote reading room. They're playing in the laundry room outside of the site, which is why we're seeing such heavily used utilities and reinforcements outside in the inspections lounge.
So we've seen a similar defense strategy before, but it was different in one way, that the castles were used to cut down between customs and the site through the middle, rather than trying to include the customs. And that just means that there's more ground to cover for the defenders, so it might work against them, might work for them. We'll find out. It really depends on how Vitality choose to handle this attack.
Reloading. Cover me.
Now we did see a C4 get tossed on up, I believe, by, no, I think, yeah, Panic's actually, I think, opened, that drop hatch got opened up. Nonetheless, though, a minute and a half left to go. We are still going to see all 5 attackers, or 5 defenders, a little bit some off-site, some on-site. Rye's going to move in forward here from the east stairwell.
So this meta is contrast to everything we've seen in every other region throughout the world.
Which I mean, we'll have to see if it works out for him. I mean, this is kind of what we've been looking forward to from the Challenger Leagues, to see if they're bringing new stuff here to the pros, and we are seeing it. Poseidon picks off the first kill there onto Olems as Enemy gets the trade down. Zephyr's going to peek on out from the inspections lab to take out Rise. That's Ash getting fallen out. Now Enemy will get the trade immediately. This is kind of what we've been talking about before, with trades going back and forth, showing that good placement and good coverage from teammates is exactly how you're going to win a round. Panix has taken control of this inspections lounge, which is where we saw a lot of utility utilized. So he's going to move in forward with the drone a little bit, get some intel before he progresses any further onto site. 35 seconds left to go, and you've got Enemy here. Now he's in the supply room. This is going to be basically in the customs and inspections area. So going to force their way by the west stairs. Reven's also inside of this middle corridor. He's going to be taken out by Spark. However, Spark now looking like he's going to be stuck inside of the bathroom as Panix is holding down the rotation around. Flashbang's going to go out. That's going to try to blind him, but I think he got away from it. He turned away just in time. We're going to have a couple shots by Rafael going into the side of Enemy as he moves away. And Spark comes on over. It's going to be a double down. Panix is going to be the last one alive. He takes out one. Bibu's got to be here. Now all he has to do is just wait for the plan to go, but he's not. He's going to run away. And this is going to be a very different yet successful hold here by the defenders of Supremacy.
Yeah, no, Supremacy, good hold from them. Interesting, though, the way that Vitality chose to attack that site, because they kind of waltzed on into Supremacy's trap. There were only 2 people on the site that round. If we had seen just a front door take or a top-down take or a teller's take, you know, something we're used to seeing, then it probably just would have been a very simple round for Vitality to just, hey, let's walk around the roamers and walk into the site and get the defuse. But I mean, especially if it had just been a B bomb site, walk in through front door, plant the diffuser, and the round. There was only a pulse in position to stop that. So yes, he could have pulsed out, C4'd one person, but he would have been either traded or it wouldn't have mattered, because again, he was the only person there, and then now he doesn't have any C4, so we'll just throw another person in there and get the defuse plant. I mean, But Vitality, they chose to challenge directly into the hold that Supremacy was putting forth, which was in the customs room and looking towards main atrium. But now, Vitality going to be going on defense. Will be defending the top floor instead of ventilation.
But I mean, that's what we saw last round, and that set up that defensive hold. I don't think I've seen all of the walls reinforced on the inspections area before, and I think that kind of stuff, the different kind of defense is set up before. I'd like to say that that's what we're seeing out of the Challenger. That's what we're seeing Supremacy come and bring to the Pro League, because I have not seen that in the Pro League here before.
Okay, I have, and that's really cool to see, again, make its way into the Pro League. I think it was a pretty prominent, it wasn't prominent. Okay, no, it was never prominent. It was like a pocket strat sort of thing. It was like, okay, well, we're not making it work here trying to defend through just anchoring in the site or holding above, but you know what we can do? We can go off vertically or horizontally instead of vertically. And I think that, you know, obviously it did work for Supremacy in this, for Supremacy in this instance, but, you know, it's a really risky move. Again, it opens up your belly and exposes you. It's like applying, it's like being an armadillo. You have the armor, but you have this soft belly. There's always a way to counter it. It's like custom defense from Penta that we saw earlier. It's the same thing.
There's a C4 toss. Panics, unfortunately, not able to time it perfectly. It looks like a couple buck shots from underneath. That Spark playing vertically. That's what we wanted to see from the buck, and he does it very well. And that is going to be the first kill of this round. Now, a minute 45 to go. Rye's going to be playing on these west stairs. Now, he is going to get droned out here by Spark. He's going to see his headshot there. Go out, and however, that door's not been broken out just yet, so therefore, he won't be able to get the kill. Bibu going to continue to drone. He's finally spotted the Jaeger. He's going to move on over. Wall has been opened up with a little crawl through space, so he will get into the ventilation unit. Poseidon coming out strong here with the Hibana kill there onto a Lems. The door right next to Ryan's is getting punched open. I want to say that might be by Sparks or Zephyr. No, that is going to be Sparks. He's going to swing on around, however, the glass with the trade. Great crossfire to save Sparks' life.
Oh, no.
Wonderful job. A little bit too aggressive, but fortunately for Supremacy, they were able to collapse and take advantage of that opportunity. Enemy and Raven going to be the last two alive. Raven feeling the bullets from underneath. He's got to play footsies here as he dances across some holes that have been opened up. Sparks still playing underneath inside of the server's lounge. We've got smoke that's enemy inside of the B site.
Bomb located by attackers.
We've got three members from Vitality, or from Supremacy outside. It looks like Zephyr will tag the head of Reven as he dances around the window. Coming on through, that Zephyr again with another kill. That's at least a 3K for him here on round number 2. Going to the hands of Supremacy. 2-0.
That was a very, very good attack there from Supremacy, covering all the bases, really. Great use of the buck, like you talked about earlier, putting him downstairs and disabling all of the CCTV control for the attack or defending squad. Then the attacker simply waltzed into CCTV, opened up the A-bomb site wall, played on the angle of the mirror window, and got the defuse plan. Simple as. Unfortunately, that Jaeger run out was thwarted, made and rendered useless. He almost managed to get one kill. He could have gotten a double, but unfortunately bad timing from him on the run out. Meant that Glaz was staring at the front door.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
So here we go now. Supremacy being successful downstairs in that ventilation unit. They're going to go top side. We're going to see, I'd say, a typical Supremacy lineup coming out of the woodwork here. That's going to be the Echo pick. We see the Pulse. The Mira definitely is one you want to see on this top floor site. It's odd, though, that they would bring out the Echo on this top floor and not the bottom, where we talked about earlier how it was more effective, or typically seen as being more effective.
Theoretically more effective, but the thing is that, again, Supremacy, like, Echo is useful on any bomb site. It really doesn't matter which one specifically you're bringing it to, which map you're bringing it to. It's just, it all comes down to where you need something to be covered, that you cannot directly cover with a player in terms of a diffused plant spot. And obviously, Supremacy on this particular defense, they have a spot that they think that needs the aid of an Echo drone. So The old Echo drone will be coming out here. Vitality going to be attacking, and it looks like they're setting themselves up to take from the offices. They're also going to be clearing out from the southwest to start. This is going to be what we talked about earlier, which is just clearing out the entire bottom floor before you pressure into the offices. It's very dangerous, though. Try and take the whole bottom floor on. It really lends a lot of opportunities to the defenders.
Rafael's going to get back on site here, at least out of direct harm's way. He's going to be moving into the fountain now. Zephyr, however, will be droned on out. Panix is going to be looking for the shot there. Shield gets destroyed, as well as his body, and he will be annihilated by Zephyr, peeking on up from the half wall. He takes massive damage in return, but taking out the Blackbeard and being able to survive and tell about it is definitely something not many can say they've done.
Yeah. Not only did he destroy the shield, but he also just killed him through body shots, which means there was no headshot, which means destroying the shield didn't really change much. So that was a really, really lucky engagement there for Zephyr, but also good skill to him to come out on top. Half the round now has progressed, and the attackers haven't really established much of anything here. They have applied quite a lot of pressure to the roam game, but they've since given up on that whole endeavor, as there are no roamers downstairs, I think, right now. Raphael is going to take out Alems, and now the defenders in a 3 versus 5, or as I say that, 4 versus 5, as we're likely to see Zephyr finished off here momentarily.
Yep. Reeven's going to hop in through the window here, and so is the enemy going to hop in through the door. We will see Zephyr get taken out of commission.
It's saying that that's the Echo drone, but I don't think that's the actual Echo drone. That was just a normal drone.
So
and there you have it.
Yep, Zephyr finally getting picked off by enemy in that down state. It's a 4-on-3. Now, I believe that mirror window has been opened up all the way, and so we are going to see the, looks to see 4 getting tossed on out. Looks like Rise tags a few bullets into his side. He's going to move forward and then be injured up by Spark. I believe that was inside of the lockers. No, that was all the way inside of Archives, top of the floor, looking down through the hole in the wall. Now Poseidon gets that shotgun kill. Last man alive is going to be enemy. What looked like it may have gone a little bit in favor of Vitality, even though they were down by 1 man. They have now basically just put the nail in the coffin. Supremacy comes out on top of this after definitely being disoriented. He's going to tag 2, though. Can he tag a 3rd? No, he's going to go for the plant. And we will have Raphael move on forward. And that's going to be the end of round number 3. Going to the hands of Supremacy. Raphael making it look easy.
Yeah, good defense there from Supremacy. The execution from Vitality. So they applied a lot of time and pressure onto the roam game downstairs, but there was no roam game from downstairs. There was everybody from Supremacy was on the main floor, the top floor. So that was a lot of time wasted. And then once they were like, okay, well, we need to situate, we need to attack. Where do we go? I opted to go for a CCTV take, which kind of worked against them. Jaeger picking off the Blackbeard really took a lot of bite out of the attacking team's lineup. Then after the Blackbeard had been eliminated, they did trade it back onto the Jaeger. However, it was with, I believe, 40 seconds left to go before they were starting to apply pressure to the wall itself. And then at that point, you really don't have enough time to make the push happen in any meaningful way. Plus, all you have to open up the wall is a Habana. There's no thermite. I mean, this is why we've seen out of many different regions, both a Habana and a thermite being brought to the field, because you need both to be able to really fully maneuver out of a situation like that. I mean, or at least you need one in this situation, and oftentimes you have the other. It just doesn't work. So like they had the Habana there, they needed the thermite. And then also, more importantly, they had not disabled any of the hold for an AWOL push at all, even though despite the lack of a mirror window in the small office.
Yeah, and ultimately there was only on the west wall there was only 1 reinforcement. The left side or the right side was soft, as well as both walls into that middle office.
Oh, really? Well, then surprising they didn't. I don't know. I guess they probably didn't have anything on the board. Okay, well, it is what it is. All the same, Supremacy now 0-3 or 3-0, however you want to look at it. Going to look to bring this to map number 3, or at least that's how it's shaping up right now. Vitality have every chance to be able to bring this back, though.
Looks like Rise has heard the drone and decided to get rid of it, as it does sit on top of the drop hatch. Now 2 minutes and plenty of time left here for Supremacy to try to unlock some entry points. Now it looks as though we are going to see some of the members of Supremacy, especially Spark and Bibu, work their way on the top to try to take out the 3 roamers above. That's going to be Panics, Rise, and Reven. You see Enemy with that heartbeat sensor. He knows Bibu's sitting still, but doesn't necessarily know if his C4 will reach. So he's going to call it on out and let the rest of his team deal with it. Nope, he's not. He's going to take matters into his own hands as he does toss that C4 up, goes in through the crawl space hole into the servers from bathroom, tosses up that C4, and that will be Bibu calling it quits for now. It looks as though we have all Supremacy deciding we're going to leave the roamers top floor, which unfortunately will not fare well for them.
Well, they're trying to apply pressure to him now, but there's only a minute to go. I mean, there's not a lot of opportunities here. We see Spark trying to work with Enemy, opening up some more of the floor here. It's not being opened up as much as he didn't like for it to be, but right there he sees the bullets. He knows he's going to be there, and that will unfortunately allow Enemy to rotate on outside. Zephyr was not paying too close attention, and he'll be injured. We are going to see most likely Team Vitality secure their first round here on Border. There's 30 seconds left to go. Wall by bathroom is going to get opened up next to Enemy. He's going to stay very close on here as Spark is still above with Poseidon, Raphael, and Zephyr, though. Looking like they're about to push right in. Now he's sitting up very close. Enemy's waiting for the push inside. Raphael, unfortunately, he might fall to the meat here. Spark, he is still waiting for the shots. There comes one, there comes another. A good shot there by Enemy coming around. Now Lems and Raven both picking up one. Poseidon is last one alive, and unfortunately, in a 5-on-1, 5 seconds left, Poseidon is going to fall, but he's going to try to take down one with him. A good defense from Vitality and Supremacy. Kind of all over the place there on that attack. They started to push their way into towers, and then they were like, okay, well, we need to take control over top so we can open up above the bathroom before we start to push into the site itself. And they never disabled that castle window, which means despite the fact that they moved that pulse away from the bathroom, he was still able to be useful in that round because nobody pressured and followed and tried to get the frag onto him. Also, it meant that it limited the avenues with which that Supremacy could use to actually, again, to attack into the site. So there really wasn't a lot of pressure really being put onto the defenders there, as they were allowed to simply sit and wait and wait for the attackers to come into their crosshairs.
Now, Supremacy did win their top floor hold as well as this last bottom floor attempt, so we're going to see them head back downstairs to the ventilation and workshop. And will we see? We're going to see a bit of a different hold this time from them. Looks as though that may have been a kind of pocket strat, if you will. They're going to try to hold the top floor this time around.
Yeah, back to the old standard classics, and we'll see if that works for them. I mean, it is very predictable and easy for to work around for majority of teams. If you're in the Pro League, you don't know how to deal with a upstairs ventilation hold, or at least have an idea of how to deal with this, then something's going on. You need to work on that. So I think Vitality are going to be able to more easily address this, we should say. They'll have definitely a strat in place for this attack.
Looks like the majority of Team Vitality is going to start out on the west end of the maps, and we see Rise moving on towards the north end, getting rid of the cameras and moving in towards site. We already have Reven on the south end of the balcony along with Olems.
Bomb located by attackers.
So it's looking like it's going to be a south take into the CCTV. They've already gotten full control of CCTV with still 2 minutes to go. I mean, that's plenty of time to make this happen. There was no challenge coming out whatsoever from Supremacy onto the CCTV itself, which means that the next step is simply to open up that mirror window and the wall itself, and then start to apply pressure on the site. The thing is, though, they don't have a thermite, so they can open up the mirror window, but the only part of the wall that they can actually open up is just a small crouch space, which is so easily held if there's just one defender who can establish a line of sight on it. I mean, you can't really challenge that as an attacking player then. You're at the mercy of whomever's on defense, trying to hold it.
Now it looks as though we might be seeing Vitality try to recuperate and go downstairs into the inspections. Lance goes more for a horizontal push. Everyone else, except for Reven, has managed to get back downstairs on ground level. There are still 3 roamers up top. That's going to be Bibu, Raphael, and Spark. Zephyr and Poseidon are going to be on site. Poseidon, you see him inside of the bathroom, as Zephyr's, who we're in watching right now, on top of the B site, with a minute 10 remaining. Looking like we might be seeing I'm going to say just a horizontal push from inspections and tellers.
Like that angle from the Blackbeard, and I like how they're also applying pressure to multiple different lanes here. But that smoke is likely going to be able to delay this round for the using the rest of his gas canisters. Revon is going to pick off Spark, though. That's a good start for the attacking team.
Now there's a flashbang in from Rise. He realizes gas grenade is going to go on out. He's just baiting it out now because the diffuser's in the hands of enemy. They will not be pushing in from tellers, but we do see a couple pop shots coming from Lems into Poseidon. All the way, I want to say, from the middle. No, yeah, from the middle hall. Now Lems is going to try to go for this flashbanger. A nade getting tossed on in. Poseidon will fall. That smoke going down. 20 seconds left to go. Enemy will be removed from battle, though. Panic takes the trade, though, onto Zephyr, as Raphael gets yet again another kill there onto a Lems. You've got 2 members left. It's Bibu and Raphael here on defense, going up against Rise and Panic's. Panic's going to pick up that diffuser. He's going to try to get the kill, but Raphael tags another 2 kills. And we see here Rise again gets a kill there under Raphael. Bibu, however, takes that vector to the face of Rise, and we see Supremacy successfully holding on to this location.
That round was entirely just 2 people on 2 separate drops holding this site from above, because the attacking squad opted to go for, like you said, a straight horizontal take. And the funny thing is that if they had committed to a bathroom tellers take, they likely would have come out on top there, as they had full control over the server. I mean, we even saw, I think it was the Ash, walk in through server. And despite the fact that there was a Mira playing on that Archives drop down, she wasn't applying as much pressure as the castle was to the front door. And we saw, I think it was 3, maybe 4 players simply waltz on into to Castle's line of sight. And it was a little bit unfortunate there to see from Vitality. But now they're on match point. They're going to be going on to an armory defense. You can see that scoreline there, despite the fact that Vitality is losing right now. Enemy's having a good go of it.
We're going to see, last time we saw Vitality utilize this mirrored window placement here, I want to say it wasn't necessarily a double mirror straight, it was just a single mirror window. I guess that's just going to allow them to stop the push from the middle of offices. Because typically what we see is it's on the wall closest to the middle of the fountain, or closest to the south end of the fountain.
I mean, it works either way, right? I mean, you're still going to get line of sight onto whoever's coming into office. It really just depends on preference, I suppose. I think I probably went with that one because you can more easily rotate back into the site if you really need to. It's still dangerous, of course, but there's less ground to cover.
So we're going to see Spark droning out again, possibly looking to go play vertically underneath, get rid of some of the bandit batteries or anyone who might be inside of the west lobby of lockers.
Interesting that he's droning for himself. That's going to waste a lot of time. He's doing this whole step all on his lonesome, and I mean, you could say that that's admirable, and it's good that you can have one person to fulfill one role, right? But it's also inefficient, and it means that we've lost the whole minute now, and Spark will also just simply lose his life to Rise, holding the angle, whereas if he had a teammate for him there, he might have been able to more efficiently challenge that onto Rise. A teammate droning for him, that is.
Now, unfortunately, we will also find Zephyr being taken out of commission here by Lems. 3 on 5 now, and still over half the round left to go. Poseidon going to be in CCTV along with Bibu and Raphael. They're now all committed to this west balcony take. You see Poseidon, who's really not quite sure where to be, keeps going back and forth between the walls, and unfortunately, it's looking like he's a little bit confused at the moment.
Yeah, and Supremacy, they're just kind of lingering on in CCTV right now. Just looking for an opportunity that Vitality will hand to them, and Vitality is just not doing that. They are going to start to rotate, though. It looks like they're trying to establish a plan here. Push into offices, maybe.
Now Bibu gonna dart on over, and it looks like he will get the shot down, but then be instantly traded back here by enemy. Now a 2-on-4. Shotgun ready in hand here by enemy, and Rafael already knows it that they're gonna try to make him go on out. It looks like a couple shots will be tagged his way, but it won't be removed out of combat just yet. There's the headshot from Rafael. However, Poseidon will be removed from gameplay by Rise coming out from CCTV.
The fuser is down, which means that the Thermite needs to go ahead and pick that up. It's right in front of him. He thought it was behind him, but he managed to get it now, and he is going to go for that B-bomb site plant.
He's going to have to. There's 20 seconds left to go. He's going to be swarmed on both sides. Reven realizing that he's hitting the barbed wire, entering into the B site. So he's going to go for a couple wallbang shots. Won't tag him just yet. Rafael actually moving very closely on. Reven will get the closer angle onto him and take him out. That is Team Vitality trying to come on back here. It is now 4-2. Team Vitality still trailing by 2 rounds.
It's going to be a challenge for Vitality to bring it back, though. They, like you said, have to win 2 rounds in a row, and that's just a mountain to climb going up against Supremacy's seeming dominance on this map. Armory Locker is going to be defended here by the old Supremacy, and Vitality is going to have to attack onto that. And being the preferred site, well, maybe not for Supremacy, but being the preferred site in general, I suppose, it's going to be Supremacy in a good spot here to lock this map out and bring us to map number 3.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs as they can.
No real operator selection surprises here, to say the least. Nothing that jumps out at you here.
They have traded, yeah, nothing jumps out immediately, but just looking at Supremacy, they have opted to go for the smoke this time instead of the Echo. Yeah. And they've taken out the, I think it was the Pulse they took out, and they brought in the Valkyrie this time.
Yeah, information gathering and disruption all the same. No big surprises, just different types of.
10 seconds left.
Valkyrie in those Valkyrie cams,
5 seconds left.
smoking those gas canisters. So that last round, it was kind of a bit of a mess. I mean, what we saw Supremacy do is they established control of CCTV, and then they started to push it. They pivoted, right? They started to say, all right, let's go for offices instead. But at that point, they'd already lost so many people that it really wasn't much of they could do to get an attack off. There wasn't room to work with any men. They couldn't lose anyone, right, and still have an ability to win that round. And just that happened. They lost 2 people, came down to a 1 versus 3. That's not going to happen. Not with 10 seconds left to go. You can see here they're droning out, Vitality are droning out the ventilation. We're looking for some sort of avenue, or just trying to figure out if there's any roamers underneath, if they're going to have to worry about C4, if they're going to need to clear out the roamers, or if they can simply just start to assert their focus onto the site instead.
We are going to see all 5 members from Supremacy be on this top floor here. We see Bibu inside of the offices as 3 members from Supremacy are going to be tucked away inside of the A site. Last member, I believe, is going to be, I want to say Sparks, and he's going to be inside of the archives of B site.
You see Ash opening up holes underneath Raphael right now. That's going to disable that mirror window on the west balcony wall to A.
And the half wall is not necessarily the safest spot that you can be inside of lockers, and therefore Raphael will vacate the premise as some shots come flying in from Panics and CCTV room.
It's both of the mirror windows disabled, one on the main west wall, one on the small office. Surprising, to say the least, that we saw Supremacy invest both their windows in the same exact area.
Now, a lot of the floor has been opened up here inside of the lockers by the west wall. What that will allow Vitality to do is if they can get the plant down on one of those openings, they can then hold the site from underneath, or hold the bomb plant, the diffuser plant from underneath. But again, it's still a little bit ways away because they need to get this wall opened up between the gas grenade throws, and looks like they will do that very successfully right now.
So, they didn't need a Habana, they simply went with an Ash underneath, and it's working out for them so far in this round. But at the same time, 44 seconds left to go, and nobody has lost a player yet.
Now the shotgun coming out of Zephyr is going to be proving to be quite a weapon to be reckoned with here. It will be able to down someone from the distance all the way on the other side of the hallway, or all the lockers that you see. However, the nade comes flying out forward from Olems, taking out Rafael. The vector play, though, from Poseidon removes Raven. There's that shotgun kill from Zephyr, and then Poseidon going to tag another kill there. Looks like we're only going to see 2 members left from the attackers as we have a jump in through the window. Enemy taking down 2 before he's removed. Now it is Rise versus Bibu. 10 seconds left to go, and we are going to try to see the plant go down, but it's got to happen right now. Bubu's going to try to rush in here momentarily. Looks like he might get the upper hand. Comes on swinging on through. Goes for the kill, but misses it, and Bibu comes swinging out on top. Supremacy winning round 7. They're going to take map number 2. We will be headed into the 3rd and final map,
which is going to be Kafe, I believe.
Yes.
So good game there for Supremacy. Nice hold at the end. It was looking like it was shaping up to be a Vitality win. However, the one factor that caused it not to be is that Supremacy did not get any of their players lost within, and we got down to like about 30 seconds before the push came in. So despite the fact that Vitality picked apart layer after layer after layer of the Supremacy defense, not having many men off the board against to make that push happen really kind of thwarted. Like overall, it just becomes a slugfest, a trade back and forth, back and forth. I mean, they got one early kill with the grenade, but even that got traded out. So
yeah, I mean that last round seemed like it was a stalemate for the majority of it. I mean, yes, Ash was trying to do work from underneath, but all she was doing was opening up the mirror windows. We weren't seeing trades or kills happen because of the windows getting opened up or because of the floor getting opened up. So with that, ladies and gents, we're going to take some look at some highlights here from our 2nd map. Actually, we don't have highlights for you, unfortunately. We might be having some for our 3rd map. However, with the conclusion of that last game, that last map, Supremacy showed a little bit more tenacity, I'll say, than we saw on Oregon.
I mean, forget about it. They seemingly were getting decimated on Oregon. It kind of appeared like they didn't know what they were up to. And then Supremacy on border, they have a much better grasp. Absolutely showing that they can go toe-to-toe with Vitality and proving that they are very proficient at that one particular map, border. So we'll see if that proficiency carries over to Kafe or if Vitality are going to be able to step it up here and be the superior team on that 3rd and final map.
So with us seeing Supremacy go for the ventilation and workshop units spot or hold first, I'm thinking just based off of that and kind of what we've been seeing over the course of the border plays, I'm almost thinking we might be seeing a fireplace and mining room hold first on Kafe.
Anything is possible, although I doubt it on Kafe. I feel like it's probably going to be bar. Although you're right. I mean, we've seen that a couple times before. So, you know, we'll see if they try to mix things up and go with the training room defense. Right now, guys, we're just waiting on the coin flip to come through so we know who's going to be starting on attack, who's going to be starting on defense. And then once that happens, we will go ahead and get into the match.
Yep. And so, like you said, when we get to our 3rd and final map, each team got their opportunity to choose what side they wanted to start on for their opponent's map. This being the 3rd and final map, we do have the admins of ESL, of the Rainbow Six Pro League, going with a coin toss. And so they're currently going through that process. And looks as though we might be seeing, they're still tossing up here. We'll still see what it's going to be. But on Kafe, we've talked about how it's, the meta development on it has somewhat slowed down, or we haven't seen as many leaps and bounds in the meta development of it. With that being the case, do you think that we will start to see a lot less Kafe? I mean, yes, we haven't seen as much Kafe lately. Do you think that's going to continue to where now it's one of the bottom 3 picked maps?
I mean, maybe it's possible. I mean, we saw Clubhouse stagnate and become kind of like repetitive, the same thing over and over again, and then it fell out of favor. You know, it used to be the most played map in Season 2, I believe it was, but since then the meta has started to adapt on that map, and especially after the Glaz buff, you know, he did see a lot of play, but Clubhouse did see a lot of play in Glaz specifically on that map, but I think as it is now, I mean, even Clubhouse doesn't see, kind of gets shunned a little bit and pushed into a corner, and I think Kafe is just kind of going down that same route. If we're gonna reference history and we're gonna try and like base our findings off of what we know of a different map, then right now, no. I think once Kafe stagnates and once the meta stops developing, people start practicing it, and because they've lost interest in it, they don't want to go ahead and find something new, and because of that, it kind of just falls itself into a hole. And you know, no one really reaches in to pick it up. So once somebody does that, reaches in to pick up Clubhouse or Kafe, sure. But all the same, we are seeing it played here right now, so it's not fully gone.
We are filing in right now to the lobby, right, as we have everyone in lobby. We're starting up the map right now. We're going to get underway with our operator selections again for the third and final map of this best of 3 series between Team Vitality and Supremacy. Now, Team Vitality won map number 1 on Oregon, map number 2 on Border, went in the hands of Supremacy. This is a third and final decision map. Again, we haven't talked about it enough, but the importance of this map here, the importance of this series between both of these teams, which unfortunately lost their first games or their first series 2 weeks ago, is the winner still has the potential to go to LAN, still has the potential to go to Gamescom in Season 2 a few months from now. However, the loser, unfortunately, will place 4th in the group and not have a chance to head to LAN, but will still have a chance to make it to the group, or to Season 3 Pro League.
Yeah, that's another awesome thing that we haven't really talked a whole lot about, is that we will be having the Season 2 finals at Gamescom in Germany, which is going to be awesome. I cannot wait. I'm super excited.
Now, I've never been to Gamescom in Germany, and I don't know if you have either.
Nope.
But my knowledge of it, or my understanding of it, is that it's very similar to like a PAX East or a PAX West or South in the U.S. It's a huge gaming convention, and we are going to be at the ESL booth or ESL arena at that location.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting, and I think it'll probably be one of the bigger crowds we've ever had.
Agreed.
But yeah, no. On the note of this match, hey, guess what you called?
The mining room and fireplace. Look at that.
Yeah, surprise, surprise. Good job on that one. So we will be seeing the mining room fireplace defense first. Looks like from the start of things, Supremacy is mostly investing in a heavy roam, which is very typical these days of mining fireplace. Only playing one guy on the site right now, and it might look like Zephyr's coming back, but still very heavy roam game.
Oh, and a jump out by Paul's Bibu, gonna tag on 2, and he will get removed. He's going to get taken out there by Enemy, as I thought for a second he might have a free path back into the second floor red carpet. But with that trade, that's an instant 2 for 2. And we're going to see this go into 3-on-3 right now, 3-man count each, as we have a white stairs push coming out of Team Vitality. And directly above Spark is going to be, or directly above Rise is going to be Spark. He gets spotted out, destroys the drone, and then moves on over from the cocktail lounge.
And that means he knows that the rotation is cut off and that he cannot use his drop down, although that might change in a second. Ash is putting herself down to 25 HP with that breach charge.
Which is going to run over towards the reading room, get a little bit of a different angle, peek on in towards the door, towards fireplace, waiting for Poseidon to potentially peek himself and expose his location. Currently, there are no roam hunters on Team Vitality trying to get sparks from the top floor, which could be very detrimental to the push of Team Vitality. However, there is a drone that's going to watch that drop hatch. There's no one watching the yellow stairs at the moment, so that could be a potential point of interest there for Spark.
Reload.
Vitality have taken control of reading room and now are starting to pressure onto the B-bomb site, and this is exactly what their strategy was the whole time. Despite losing those 2 players early on, they still had the pressure available to them to make this happen.
Now Spark will be coming around by the yellow stairs or potentially drop. Rafael going to try to toss out a C4, missing his target. Spark picks up one, but gets traded immediately. Enemy downs the other, and last man alive is going to be Rafael. He's coming around through the middle corridor, looking toward Rise, and it looks as though from behind he will be picked off by Enemy.
Good double there from Enemy to lock things out. I think this is just a predictive one. Yep, look at that.
Woo!
Might have gotten called on the drone, but all the same, good kills, good kills. Enemy was one of the top fraggers on that last match that we watched, and I think he got upwards of 13 kills, despite the fact that his team lost the map.
Yes. He's very high up there on the kill count.
Yeah, so he's been having a good day today. First round, Vitality. It was a good run out, a good start from Supremacy, but it wasn't quite enough to lock out the round as those refrags came in. The attack strategy there from Vitality as well was really interesting. I like the way they were choosing to handle that. We don't often see people try to pressure onto the white stairs into the B bomb site. Most of the time you see just a top-down take on that particular bomb site. So I like the variety from Vitality, and also I like that it worked for them because it did seem like a solid execution. Team Vitality now on defense, they're going to opt to go to the more typical bomb site. That's going to be the top floor.
And we are going to see the mute play come out of here, which we have seen more often come out of the woodworks, especially when you're dealing with
I mean,
a few pinpoints of stairwells being at the top or mirror windows, and you don't want to bring those bandit batteries.
yeah, Mute can be extremely useful on this top floor, especially. I mean, you can see where he's playing right now. That's where Mint got an ace playing Mute, and it was due to misinformation, or rather not misinformation, but just a distinct lack of information for the attackers as they were progressing down and through the red stairs, which is that lane, that avenue that we talked about needing to be used by the attackers time and time again on each and every one of these assaults. You know, having that Mute there means that you can play safely inside the piano and possibly get another ace, similar to Mint. Although that's not likely to happen.
Yeah, we do see the double Claymore strats coming out here by the windows of red as well as mining room.
He's going to be playing that same exact position behind the bar. And because of he's playing Mute, it means that it's going to be very difficult for Supremacy to drone him out right now in this spot. He even has a Jaeger device.
Now, if I remember correctly, you actually can shoot through the top of the wall there.
Just
from the
barely,
drop hatch.
yeah.
I think doesn't it get to where we're seeing Rise sit right now?
I think you can get that angle, yes. But it's a very difficult angle to achieve. It doesn't look like we are going to be doing that. It looks like they're simply going to thermite the wall open, although it might be muted, and I didn't quite see. Nope, not muted. In fact,
C4 toss coming on out of here by Rise. He's waiting for the perfect opportunity. Spotted the drone, goes for the C4 toss and misses, and then gets spotted out. Rafael's going to go for the challenge and actually comes out on top after only getting rid of his health for about 60 health.
so not quite a Mint ace. A nice try there, though, from Team Vitality, and they have wasted away half of the round, so at least there's that.
Now, Lems is playing in the typical spot that we've seen Echoes in before, because this is one of the last spots for attackers to push on, which means Echo is safest in this location to then stay on his drone and go for the yokai disorientation.
From the A bomb site, you can almost cover everything on the B bomb site, so it's a very, very strong position. The way that Lems is playing right now is extremely dangerous, though. If he gets pre-fired here, he will lose the fight, but if he doesn't get pre-fired, if someone simply peeks into it, then he will win the fight. It really just comes up to whomever is challenging him.
Yeah, the yokai is going to be back in position after being knocked out by an EMP device. 40 seconds left back on the clock. A 5-on-4 as enemy is going to be playing the smoke inside of the freezer. Now he has 2 gas grenades left to go. Looks like the yokai is still going to be in existence here, right where the diffuser typically gets planted. There's the second gas grenade going to get flown out of the freezer. Gas grenades are going to come out, and I wonder if we might see Glass try to drop. I wouldn't necessarily expect it. It looks as though Rafael's going to have to push in forward along with Bibu. Bibu's going to wipe his nose as he goes through the gas. They're going to plant in the middle of the bomb site, the middle of the bar. Looks like Diffuser is going to be almost stopped here. Oh, a little zip-zap guy, Zephyr. He comes swinging around, takes one down. Bibu's going to snag another. Enemy will be injured. Last minute alive is going to be Raven. He is downstairs, goes for the C4 kill, but misses a 5-on-1, and he just cannot do it as he comes on up the white stairs. Bibu is there to take him out for the count. We now have Supremacy winning this round. It's now 1-1.
A spontaneous explosion of pressure there, just pushing on into the site all at once as a unit. Great take there from Supremacy. Vitality did not have the guns in place to hold that line and trade out those frags, and because of that, Supremacy will come out on top. Now, it was looking like it was going to go in favor of Vitality as that round was kind of ticking away, but yeah, just everybody shift W through the door all at once, and that, yeah, it went the opposite. So now, 1-1. Vitality on defense, or sorry, Vitality on attack, rather. Supremacy on defense, and they will be going to Fireplace Mining Room. That's the second floor.
Now, I find it very odd, but I find it very good that Vitality, or sorry, Supremacy made the call to drop the glass through the skylight. His positioning up there was merely to cover the defuse plant once it's been downed, but they realized that they had to push in with an aggressive force, and so they had him drop in through his smoke grenades and was able to take out the Echo inside a cocktail lounge.
Sometimes when presented with 2 targets so abruptly like that, you can really have trouble identifying which one you actually want to shoot at. And I think that might have been what happened with the Jaeger, and the Echo was on his drone, but the Jaeger himself, like, he was just kind of like, oh wait, there's too many people to shoot, and because of that he didn't shoot either, or get any kills or refrag his Echo dying. And that became kind of just a landslide for the attackers then.
Attackers recovered the diffuser. Attackers are heading out to defuse a bomb.
Now, last time we saw, I believe it was Bibu hop out of this yellow or this white stairs window to take out 2 kills. Oh, Lems will finish off Zephyr though very early on in the round. That's a 3-speed off the board.
He was trying to spawn peek. You can get a nice little angle through top of the little reinforcement there onto the spawn to the south of the building. And unfortunately for him, everybody, given that they're pros, they know about that, and they pre-aimed it. And this is the thing about spawn peeking is you just pre-aim it like that, for
Bibu
example.
also falls as he tries to peek out on Rise.
Yeah, you just pre-aim it, and basically then it becomes to the detriment. Like it's bad for the defenders then, because you know they're at the disadvantage being defenders. Now it's the 3 versus 5, and Vitality have control over Reading Room. They're looking like they're just wanting to take into the B-bomb site again.
Now Rise spotted that soft wall there, and with the Ash breaching charge, he's going to open it up all the way. Poseidon will unfortunately be caught off guard potentially. He's going to take his spot there. He was spotted out by Rise. We're going to have to see this potentially unfold in a fashion that is not conducive to that mute staying alive. He's going to be flashbanged and just stay put.
Bomb located by attackers.
The Rise is going to get spotted, or sorry, Rise is going to spot out Poseidon. That allowed Poseidon, though, to rotate over to the closer angle here. And as Rise tosses that out a little bit further, we are going to see Poseidon try to take a low advantage. However, we do have him getting spotted out here. More flashbangs coming on in. There comes the pre-fire. Rise will come out on top. Last minute alive is going to be Rafael. And he will take out the C4 kill into 1. Drop shot onto another. A 1-on-3 with enemy. Panics and Reven. Last 3 alive. Reven's going to be the left inside of the second floor red carpet. The other 2 are going to be moving in towards Fireplace here momentarily. Panics back white stairs as enemy going to move into Fireplace. And Reven will be tagged down. There's only health, just little bits of health left here on Rafael.
Enemy trying to plant, and he's going to fall because you cannot plant between... I mean, you might actually be able to, but it's a difficult thing to say the least. I don't think there's much space there for the diffuser to actually sit. He was trying to do it behind cover, and yeah, it's just not going to happen. You're going to have to plant in the open if you want to plant on B.
Now, fortunately for Team Vitality, is they had enough time for that to happen and still get back upstairs. But
here we go.
Rafael is waiting for this plant to go on. He's looking for the shots now. He's going to try to wall bang here just a little bit. More shots coming on through, and Panics will sweep up the final kill. And we have Team Vitality again successfully attacking this Fireplace and Mining Room hold.
That's a good plant spot there by enemy. Just barely managed to be still somewhat behind the bomb while exposing himself to the right, to the left wall, but that's not where Valkyrie was. So Vitality with a great attack there. Again, pressuring onto the white stairs and Reading Room, which is something we don't see much of. So we talked about how the meta right now on this map is a little stagnant, and that was just a clear display of the opposite of stagnation, something that we don't see often. And it's really cool to see that variation coming out here for Team Vitality, and I'm very grateful to them for showing us that today. I mean, obviously, it's not like White Stairs attacks are new or anything like that. It's just that it's been a long time since teams have opted to go for them, and it's working great for Vitality.
Yeah, last season we saw a couple attempts at trying to open up the red stairs wall where we see Panics reinforcing right now. And that worked every now and again. Not every single time, but we saw Penta do it. We saw, I believe it was E2, which was the team out of Russia came and did that.
The dilemma with that take is that it's so easily, you can just, as a defender, you can so easily establish a crossfire on it because you can open up the entire, right what you just see enemy doing just now. You can open up the entire red hall walls, which means you can pretty easily just deny that. And taking open area, which is or big red hall or whatever you call it, the gigantic open area, taking that as an attacker is, yeah, it's pretty simple, but you have to maintain control over that to then make that execution happen. And you need at least 2 people to make that. To do that, then you can only invest 3 people in the take into the red stairs. You need one of them to be a Montaigne to get the diffuse plant so you can cover. Then you need another person to be diffuse planter in general. That means you only have 1 person to cover, which means that you can't cover every lane. So mathematically, that attack is kind of difficult. Whereas when you're coming onto the white stairs, you can just put 1 person in a Reading Room and then the flank is done. I mean, sir, you still can sometimes have to worry about somebody coming from below or above on the white stairs, but that's easily reacted to. And even then, you can have enough people to cover and plant.
So we're looking like we're going to see a top-down approach from Supremacy as they try to work their way in towards Piano. The C4 toss is going to come out here from Enemy. He thought he might be able to get the sledge that was opening up the wall. Unfortunately, it did not necessarily work. And Enemy might be getting this shot right above onto Bibu. Enemy doesn't quite know if Zephyr saw him. Zephyr does see him here, so he's going to call that out to Bibu and Spark. Spark's going to look on down and unfortunately just barely miss Enemy scooting away.
See you on the
Good
other
game
side.
sense there by that Valkyrie to get out of that, skedoodle-daddle out of that position before she got picked off.
Clearing the way.
Like this mirror window. Doubles up on the mirror windows. That way, if one of them gets disabled, as it has, I believe, just now, there's still a backup for the defenders. There's only a minute left to go in this round.
Ooh, a good pick there by Panix.
See, there's that backup really playing to the advantage of Vitality.
That's going to be Thermite gone, and it looks as though Hibana might be the next to fall. No, that is Glaz. Going to eat some bullets here from Enemy, or from Alems. Panix getting another kill there. That's Hibana down. I don't believe drop hatch has been opened up yet. Panix with another one. They keep challenging this. This is not going to be beneficial to them. Now last being alive is going to be Spark against 5. And we are going to see Team Vitality come through this. They're going to come up 3-1 on this third and final map.
That round reminds me of the round we saw previously on
And
Oregon.
there it is. Panix with
Nice
a 4K back and forth to the exact same location each and every time.
That round reminds me of that round we saw previously on Oregon, where there was a roamer in it was a basement defense. Vitality had a roamer. I think it was Vitality.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was Panix up there.
Yeah, it was a roamer in Armory. There was somebody in Tower. There was a rotation hole in Attic. Then there was a Jaeger playing in Attic. 3-way crossfire at the top of Armory stairs. And then one by one, we saw the attackers walk into that 3-way crossfire and get picked off. It's the same thing we just witnessed just now. But now, Bar Cocktail going to be defended by Supremacy. They have gone to, I think it was, yeah, they've been going to Train Room.
Yep.
They went there twice, and they were unsuccessful twice. So now they're going to be like, all right, well, let's try the other bomb site. This is clearly not working for us, so let's see what we can get done here. Upstairs instead. Can open up a very big rotation hole early on in this round. You know, see, the rotation holes there are usually only necessary if you're bringing a mirror window and you're putting it into the freezer. You can open up the wall regardless, but it looks like we will be having a double mirror window set up. Very common thing here where you have 2 mirror windows. One in the bathroom, one in the freezer itself, and neither of them get opened because you leave 2 unreinforced walls next to them. That way you have a double up just in case there's a Twitch drone or a grenade, you know, anything that tries to disable mirror windows. They even have a castle barricade being placed next to the side in there to give him a little bit more wiggle room.
Now, we know the freezer floor, not the direct freezer, we'll call it the pantry floor, whatever you want to call it, where the drop hatch is inside of Reading. We know that's destructible. Is the bathroom floor and the yellow room, is that
I've never
destructible as a floor
seen
event?
anyone try to open it up.
Okay.
I've never seen anyone actually attempt that. I myself have not seen it on custom games opened up, so don't know. But it would be interesting to try to see if someone is actually going to pressure onto that. The reason they wouldn't, though, is because that takes too much time to clear out all those roamers and then you try to apply that exact amount of pressure. If you're going to do that, if you're going to clear out roamers to try and open up from below, you're going to do it elsewhere. But more importantly, you can much easier, see the south side of the building where you have an enemy right now, you can much easier just disable the bathroom by throwing a grenade from the south rappel on those windows to the hallway, and just, yeah, that'll hit the window head on and disables it right out. We saw Elevate GG use that against CTM to win on their on their rematch in the group stages of last season. So, while you can probably open up from below, possibly, although I don't know, you wouldn't need to. It's much easier just to repel in the south. There's a castle barricade, though, there, so you would have to disable that, of course, first.
Now we are going to see, I believe that was Rise. He has fallen through the red drop hatch. Looking like he took a bit of damage on the way. Zephyr will play close up, though, behind the shield. He's got his shotgun in hand. There's going to be a flashbang coming on through. The nade, however, will finish off Zephyr from Alems. wall from Piano is into red stairs will get opened up. There's still a defender there. That looks like it might be Bibu.
Yeah. Not a mute this time, and he will get pre-fired through the wall. That's because you need. That's why you bring the mute, so you can deny the drones, so they don't necessarily know exactly where you are. But because that call out happened, I mean, it's as simple as just shooting through the wood.
Yep.
It's not really complicated. However, despite the fact that Supremacy has lost a lot of control and a lot of members here, they still have the Poseidon playing on these two mirror windows, and he himself exerts a lot of pressure. If he's able to hold this, or if he's able to maintain himself alive, he will be able to lock out this round. Raphael's going to pick off Rise, and now it's starting to even out for the defenders.
And there's going to be a tag. Oh, he missed the shot there onto Vitality, or onto a Lems, and it looks as though he's going to be stationary for the moment, just trying to wait for the perfect time. Pops on up, grabs two kills. Raphael, that's his third or fourth kill of the round, third kill of the round. He's going to look up top to the drop hatch, and unfortunately, Enemy is already there in the sky to take him on out. And we will have Enemy fall with Diffuser in hand, a 1-on-2. Sparks and Poseidon, last two alive. We're going to have the plant trying to go down. Poseidon hears it. Oh, nope, Enemy stands on up, and unfortunately he's going to go for one, misses his target, and will not get either of them. We are going to have the defenders win round number 5.
So, Supremacy haven't been able to win a defense yet, but that's primarily, seemingly, just because they've been going to the first floor instead of the top floor. Now, going to that middle floor has given them, going to that top floor has given them their first defensive win, and they're starting to make this comeback happen. 3-2 now as these teams slug out.
Now again, we talked about it earlier, we'll talk about it again because we are about halfway done in this map. The winner of this map will go on to fight Playing Ducks in about 2 weeks' time to determine who's going to be second place in Group A of the European Pro League. And the loser of this match, unfortunately, will take 4th place in this group and be ineligible to get to the LAN event at Gamescom in the middle of August.
Right. Now, Team Vitality defending the old bar. They have had good success here before. Supremacy going to be having to attack it yet again. They're going to bring a Capitao to the board, which is a little bit different than what we're used to, but it makes sense if you think about it. I mean, there's some reasonably useful places you could put those fire arrows and smoke arrows here that can help this attack, especially coupling the smoke arrows with the glass. It'll probably be a little bit of a wombo combo that might be useful moving forward in this round. I like this double mirror window that Vitality has been using, whether they're defending the top floor or the bottom floor. In this case, it looks like it's just a singular mirror window, and then the other one's on the bathroom, but all the same. It means that you can control. Okay, so let's talk about the A versus B bomb site on the top floor defense. The A bomb site is where you can pivot from as a defender and control pretty much the entire floor. The one thing you cannot control, and just inherently from that spot, is Freezer, right? So in theory, then it becomes a simple case of if the attackers disable Freezer, then they can disable the A bomb, then they can take the site. But the dilemma is, sorry, not the dilemma. What Vitality have clearly done here is that they're like, okay, we'll just make it easier to hold more from the A bomb site, and we'll put that mirror window from White Hallway all the way into Freezer, which means that you have complete visibility of the floor apart from the White Hall itself. Biba's going to pick off Panics there. That's the pulse off the board. Just a little bit of a good droning game coming out from Supremacy to pick him off like that.
Now Rise might be collapsed upon inside of the reading room. Yep, there's going to be a sledge to his right. That's Poseidon. It will fall, and that will be the end of the Jaeger.
But yeah, so okay, as Vitality are losing now very, very fiercely, it is a 2 versus 5 after a Lems gets picked off. Doesn't look like they're going to be able to win this round, bring things back. It would be pretty amazing if they did.
Now we are going to see Enemy get droned on out here by the white stairs hallway. Bibu has some flashbangs. All he really has to do is toss one up to the left, toss one out to the right, and he might be able to swoop on in to get Enemy down.
A bomb has been located.
So I believe the last 2 defenders have been spotted out inside of the freezer/bathroom, as we see Reven here. An Enemy was droned out inside of the white hallway to Bibu's right. So what that means is, what are the other 4 attackers doing? Right now they're staying on top of the windows, on the north windows, or east windows, sorry. And Sparks just holding that down as Zephyr tries droning him out. There's the flashbangs coming on in. Bibu sweeps on in, grabs a shot at an Enemy. He will also try to get the kills on Mira, but will fail. And that will mean Reven will go down, but he went down fighting.
And now a 3-3 as Supremacy evens things out, bringing themselves back into this match. This has been one of the closest matches we have seen so far in this Pro League. Definitely one for the annals. Vitality really looking like they want to lock things out. Supremacy have managed to bring it back now, and they're going to be defending the fireplace. So Vitality, their attack onto the fireplace has time and time again just take the white stairs, push into the B bomb site, and get the diffuser plant. And it's likely we'll see Supremacy at this point adjust their defense to try and counter that specific take. So the question then becomes, will Vitality adapt, or will they simply continue the same exact attack they've been doing this whole time? We haven't seen a whole lot of adaptation from either of these teams so far in this match. They seem to be very strategic heavy, both of them. There's been some counter stratting here and there, but for the most part, it's just you know, execute our strat and stick to it, which is fine. That works for some teams. But we'll see. Yeah, again, we'll see if Vitality has a second option here.
So it's got to work for one of these teams because there's always one winner. So
yeah.
We'll see which team it does work out for. However, right now we're going to witness, again, as we said, Supremacy's third attempt at holding down onto the fireplace and mining hall bomb site. Their first two attempts failed, unfortunately for them. And it looks as though we're going to see a very similar push here from Team Vitality. They have started out by the parking spawn, going over towards white stairs.
Okay, so one thing that I noticed here is that enemy is actually spawned with the diffuser, and he's way away from his team. That's a little bit scary. He's on the far north side of the map, versus his entire other team's already all the way over on the south. So he needs to meet up with his squad ASAP before that actually ends up being a null factor or a bad thing for his team. If somebody spawn peeks you with the diffuser out way out there and you die and drop it, like that sucks that you're dead. But then more importantly, the diffuser's dropped all the way in spawn. And that's gonna waste at least 40 seconds for someone to go retrieve it, and then even then they could die for it.
As Zephyr is going to get droned out here inside of the reading room, but fortunately, I believe he's got a partner by his side.
So yeah, very simple. Same exact attack coming out from Vitality, just a white hall attack or white stairs attack.
A good ADS there on the wall. That's going to get rid of one of the nades here from Alems. Panic trying to cover the drywall stack here by the top of the white stairs. Now that I believe might be Poseidon. No, that is Bandit. That's going to be Spark trying to challenge him from above. And it looks as though Zephyr will fall. That's Jaeger getting kicked off easily here. As Panic gets traded down, Spark is going to take a double kill onto Reven and Spark. He hops on outside, and now he's just going to go all the way down into Restaurant and then work his way back upstairs. And it doesn't look like he'll be tagged down just yet. However, Rise will work his way over here. Wall gets opened up. Bibu tags onto one. He's going to move back over into the kitchen. Rise now on the hunt here, trying to find this Bibu, trying to find this Pulse that so easily opened up and killed one of his teammates. 4 on 2 at the moment. This looks like Supremacy has regained all of their control, all of their communication, and they're now gliding through some of these rounds quite easily.
I was about to say, this is a very dominant Supremacy in the latter half of this map. This is similar to what we saw from Vitality on their comeback on the first map. They were really just not underperforming for the first half, and then suddenly on the second half it was dominant, extremely dominant.
Now Bibu will swing on up. He's going to tag Alems as Alems goes for a double take. He's now going to move in forward towards the second and get another kill there onto Bibu. Bibu, wonderful job. I believe that was a 3K for Bibu.
That's 2K. Raphael got the last kill.
2 kill there, but 3K for the entire round.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, I didn't see the third one. Match point gonna be round 8 now. That Supremacy are looking to lock this out. Vitality, they had the lead, they had the control, and they just kind of lost it. They had such a dominant attack previously on that middle floor, and that last round they just kind of flopped it, unfortunately. I think it really came down to that Supremacy run out, the Bandit jumping on out. I believe it was one of the windows on what would be the A bomb site upstairs. Although I'm not entirely sure. It could have been the connector, or sorry, not the connector, rather the
I think it was
the stairs window.
Windows.
Sorry?
It might have been the white stairs window or the double cocktail windows.
I don't think it's the stairs window because there was a Blackbeard repelling on it, although he could have just somehow managed to make it past it. Make it past the Blackbeard who was watching it. Maybe if the Blackbeard was too focused on the top floor, he came from the bottom floor. Who knows? Whatever the case be, The run out did pretty much cinch that round, and now we are in a 4-3 situation. Team Vitality looking to bring it to OT with a defense of the middle floor. No, it's weird. It's like you want to say first floor, but then it's also like it's different first floor to second floor in North America and Europe.
It's like, does your floor start on 0 or does your floor
Right.
start on 1?
Yeah, exactly.
Attackers
We all do
recovered the
things
bomb
differently.
diffuser. Attackers are moving out to locate a bomb and defuse it.
He's like, come on, open up. You can do
There
it.
you go.
Device placed.
ADS deployed.
Then ready to go.
Now we are going to take a look here at the attackers as they try to get into position. Taking a look, we've got the majority of Supremacy getting top side, top floor. Diffuser's going to drop here. Rafael's going to pick it on up. Just move it away from the drop hatch just a little bit as he gets on his drone and moves forward.
It seems like Supremacy's just trying to take control of the top floor. Very standard take here for this particular attack. Just, top floor control, then move downstairs or you open up the floor. They do have a buck, so they're going to be looking to pick off any of the anchors on the site.
Now we do see Bibu working his way in towards the cigar shop. He has 2 nades at his disposal right now, but it looks as though Rafael's drone is going to be spotting out some good intel. Realizes that we're going to have a rise. That's going to be the Jaeger in Cocktail Lounge.
You can see Vitality are so heavily
Woo!
invested on the
Oh,
top
a window
floor.
shot there from Zephyr right on the rise. He's going to go for 2 there on the Panics. Tries to go for it and misses his target. Panics again, getting these shots down. Wonderful job on his part. Taking out the glass for the trade.
If that had been the double kill there, it almost certainly would have been the round locked out. But because Glass missed as many shots as he did, we now have still a potential for Vitality bringing this OT out.
Now, unfortunately, Bibu's first frag grenade will be ADS'd, and that will be finished off. 4 on 4. Still less than half the round left to go, but Reven's up here. He's got a nice angle where he can just look to the right side, scrape off to the right, and pick off Bibu when his head is exposed. There it is. He missed the target, though, and Bibu was a little bit too quick. And there's actually saw Panics try to scoot around to the yellow or the white stairs. Bibu's now moving in forward a little bit closer. Tags the shot there. Rafael will finish off Reven and then get traded back by Olems. You've got a 3-on-3. These trades back and forth are what is keeping this game so darn close. We are going to see Supremacy. If they win this, they will win the series. However, Team Vitality still looking very strong. It's a 3-on-3. Panics is going to be the lowest member of health here for the defenders. We've got Enemy and Olems still paired on up. Looks as though they've forfeited top floor control, and we are going to spot Poseidon try to get inside and open up the drop hatches here. All members from Supremacy are now on the top floor. 15 seconds, they're going to force their way over towards the red stairs. Drop on in. We're going to see Bibu fall with the diffuser. He gets taken out. Another one by Olems. Last one's going to be a pistol kill here. He gets the 3K. And Olems keeping his team in it. We are going to go to overtime now. Tremendous job here by Olems.
I see that right there is why we don't see a lot of red stairs takes anymore, because you just open up the red hallway and then it's very easy to hold from open area. Now overtime, like I said, 4-4, Vitality keeping themselves in it. They are likely to start on an upstairs defense, although no, looks like they're going to be going for the fireplace. Both of these teams interestingly preferring the fireplace despite it generating poor results throughout this match. For the defensive team anyway. Great results for the attacking team for the most part.
You can say for Team Vitality, they did just win this site. So
Yes, they did just win this side, so maybe just trying to come off of that and chain it. But at the same time, just a little bit different preference than everybody else. So for those of you who don't know, the reason Vitality is on defense again after just winning the same exact defense is pretty much entirely because because it's randomly generated. It's randomly determined who gets to go where. In terms of attack and defense. Once we get into overtime.
Loading new mag.
5 seconds to go.
Seems like the same exact setup that we just saw 5 seconds ago happening for Team Vitality. So the repetition will be in, which begs the question then, will Supremacy be able to read into it and counter it more aptly this time? They attempted to counter the hold last time by repelling Glaz onto that east window, but they were unsuccessful. I mean, they did pick off one player, but it wasn't quite enough. If Glass had gotten that double kill early on, then it almost certainly would have been pretty much just a 5. At that point, it'd be a 5v3, and it would have been pretty easy for Supremacy to lock that out.
And he almost got the 3K because he
Yeah.
picked off, I think it was Rise. He tried to get Panics, which was the one that he almost got. And then there was also Reven, who was the mirror, moved back and forth as well.
Yeah, the mirror would have probably gone into freezer though at that point. I mean, it would have essentially been a 3K though. You're right, because like she'd be stuck inside the freezer and probably die pretty quickly. But all the same exact setup from Vitality. Same barbed wire, same mirror windows, same everything. Supremacy now going to attack the same way.
C4 toss looking like it's going to happen from enemy. Waiting for that perfect call from the Valkyrie cameras inside of the Christmas piano lounge. He wants to toss it up. He's just waiting for the perfect time. You see him looking for it. We know you got it in you, enemy. However, Bibu will navigate away. He's going to go into the cigar lounge, not cocktail lounge. And we will have him situate himself here.
Ooh, I like the change here. The castle barricade in an
tapped.
attempt to make castle a little bit safer, but it's not going to matter as Glaz can open that up with a lot of bullets.
He actually did tag Mira. That was Reven.
There it is. Glaz is down to only sub 2 magazines though, so he is pretty limited in terms of ammunition.
Now Panix is going to rotate back to these white stairs. I think we're going to see that castle barricade get opened up. Maybe, possibly, maybe.
Still Castle on the top floor, but he's the only defender that the attackers have yet to deal with, and he is playing inside of that bathroom. Although, I think unbeknownst to Supremacy, I don't think they're conscious of this at all. Yeah, no, they've let their guard down here. Castle right now is in a really great spot. If he comes out just the right moment, he will pick off multiple of the attackers.
Now he does hear the floors getting opened up. Bibu's going to keep looking. Oh, he's on his drone. Panix may have heard that. He's just waiting to hear if the drone is in his hallway. If not, he will scoot inside.
Oh no, the barricade is gonna slow this flank down significantly. Oh no, he will be heard now. His position's been given away.
Oh, I thought Rafael almost. I thought that was Panix that just swarmed down the kill. However, Rafael and Spark both tapping onto headshots of Alem's an enemy. You've got two members left, Panix and Rise, as we do have Reven finally gets removed from play. Panix is going to take out Spark, and now we have Rise, last man alive here in a 1-on-4. This could go into, this will unfortunately go in the favor here of Supremacy. Rise in the middle of the hallway, he's inside a fireplace, moving over towards the train room. And as he scoots on through, he will see the barrel of the SMG-11 and bullets flying out to his face. Bibu coming out on top on that engagement, and we will have Supremacy go up in one round here of overtime.
Yeah, and we'll see. I'm curious to see where they're gonna try and defend this, because Supremacy haven't had very much success on ventilation, or on not ventilation, rather fireplace, but they've seemingly preferred it regardless. I mean, Vitality won that one round, but Supremacy have had to struggle here to win rounds, and they're gonna keep struggling. Are they gonna go back down to the fireplace mining room? Well, this is some determination coming out from Supremacy to continue this this trudge in the snow, so to speak, on this particular bomb site.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
I think the biggest thing that went in favor of Team Vitality the last time Supremacy tried holding this was the fact that they had 2 instant spawn peeks. I think it was Zephyr died trying to peek out of the connector in kitchen downstairs, and Spark, I think as well, or it was either Spark or Bibu, had died early on as well. I think it was Bibu inside a fireplace. Ash had come on up and killed him off.
So Vitality, the only way that they've actually attacked this site thus far is via the white stairs. They've been trying to just pressure the white stairs, and I believe they won it 2 out of 3 times. They were unsuccessful there one of the times when they were trying to pressure on the white stairs, where we just had Supremacy kind of counter into that white take by pressuring from below and above at the same time, and Vitality really didn't know how to handle that. Are they going to mix that up? Are they going to go for white stairs again, or will they just do a more common take, which is just take from the top down?
Drone ready.
Oh,
Nice
charge
shot.
drone toss, but well placed. Now, what we're starting to see here from Team Vitality is a lot of droning, but not a lot of follow-up. Typically, some of the best droning we've seen has been droning for a person that is following right behind it to pick off an easy kill or a quick kill after they've been droned out.
Speaking of quick and easy kills, Spark will take down a Lems as a Lems drops down into the red stairs with that very long pixel angle. So that shoots through the doorway kind of like a, how do I say this, the door frame, that's what it is, the door frame, as well as the cigar little wall there, and you can get headshots with that angle. The humidifier room wall, that's what it is.
Now, half the round is left to go. Rye's going to move on forward. He spots where Sparks was, so now he's going to try to collapse and go on to him. Looks as though the camera may have spotted him out, so Spark is going to be ready for an engagement. Oh, actually going to give it a couple pre-fires. Flashbang come on out and won't do the work for him. However, a little bit of some shots going back and forth. He's going to tag onto one, but Panics will get the trade immediately. And we will see this go into a 4-on-3. Enemy Panics and Reven, last 3 alive here for Team Vitality. They need to get this win if they want to keep themselves in the running for LAN. If not, we will see them potentially for Season 3, but no longer.
Heartbeat sensor activated.
Now we do see Team Vitality pretty spread out at the moment. You've got Panics above, you've got Reven inside of the 2nd floor, red stairs hallway, and Enemy was underneath by half stairs if I last saw. Yes, he is coming up the half stairs. Reven gonna go all the way top floor, 35 seconds remaining. Zephyr coming around inside of the connector kitchen into bakery for a long flank up behind Reven. And we are gonna see Reven try to move in forward. He's got the barbed wire to deal with. And it looks as though Bibu tagged the shots down on the enemy. We're going to see Zephyr try to win on up the stairs. However, Raven's already been taken out of commission. Panic's going to be the last one, a 1-on-3. He's going to move on middle hallway, looking towards Poseidon. Poseidon's going to see his feet here, go for the shotgun kill, and boom, will miss one, goes for the second, and still does not hit it. We've got Panics finally will fall to the 416 by Zephyr, and Supremacy will knock out their former teammates here, or their former enemies.
Well, former enemies.
Former enemies, former teammates, former playmates.
It's just the. It's really just the organization, technically.
Yes.
But you know, it is something. At the same time, despite the fact that they aren't playing against the what was the Xbox Vitality in its entirety, there is still something that, you know, coming off of Xbox, moving to PC, Supremacy have managed to beat the organization. You know, the name, the meaning of what they used to lose to. So good job to Supremacy there, 2-1, keeping their hopes and dreams of LAN alive.
Rafael and Bibu hitting it hard on that last game. I think